this was for me. This was a really good conversation, right? Because compromise and following one goal is something I'm really passionate about, right? Because I believe in no way, shape, or form should anybody compromise their goals to for anyone or anything. I believe they should, because you'll always have that regret, and you'll always say, "Would I have made it if I just continued?" And I wouldn't want anybody to go down that path of thought. So there's levels of it. There's levels of compromising, but a compromise for me is a sacrifice, and I don't think anybody should make that for what they want to do and achieve their goals. I believe that you could talk about it. You should stay on the path to pursue it. You should make some arrangements. Take your head out, lift your head up, and smell the roses, because there's things outside of you and your goals. But I don't think you should make any whatsoever compromise with it. No, not even if you're in a solid, hot, heavy relationship. No. She met you when you were on that path, and I think she should be there to support you and follow you till the end.
All right. So, objectively speaking, compromise is about general flexibility and leadership. It falls underneath accountable masculinity rule number 3, decentralized leadership, and it's about knowing when to lead and when to follow. Are you receptive and coachable? Being able to articulate healthy compromise through action is the metric of showing your work and your genuine intent. You have to compromise for both unhealthy and healthy outcomes. The type of choice you make determines the nature of the compromise. Is your compromise self-serving? Is your compromise a burden to others? Do not confuse compromise with sacrifice. Sacrifice is when you have an easy option and choose the hard right decision for the desired outcome. Compromise is the act of negotiating equity in a planned outcome. The difference is based on what you're doing it for. Is it to be a people pleaser or to be a team player? You have to compromise your present comfort for the uncertainty of understanding your undetermined future growth. If you don't make the blueprint, don't expect the structure to appear. We are not a monolithic people, and we have different ways to solve the same problem with different logic. Compromise is part of establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries in life. You can't please everybody. That's the true sacrifice. Pick up the book, get the code, clip that.
My final thoughts are simple. Like I said earlier, man, compromise and sacrifice, they're synonymous sometimes, but they're not always synonymous. And compromise isn't necessarily a bad thing. As long as you're not compromising your standards, your beliefs, and your core values, compromise is a good thing. You need to compromise to be able to work with people. That's my final thought.
I will keep it short and sweet because I agree with everything that was said already. I think when it comes down to compromising your identity and your values, you need to understand the things that you will not compromise first and foremost. If you don't have a clear vision of that, then you will be second guessing and guessing when it comes down to everything that's brought to you. So first and foremost, make sure that you have a clear vision for your life. Under that vision, make sure that you have already established priorities. If you are married, make sure that you guys discuss those priorities as well. Under those, with those priorities already being established, now we understand the things that we cannot and will not compromise. I think that just makes sense. So when it comes down to it, we have a clear vision, we have clear priorities, and now when things come up, we will understand what we need to talk about and the things that we just don't necessarily need to talk about. That moving forward should answer every question when it comes down to compromise and sacrifice. I agree with what was said previously. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of compromise versus sacrifice. And again, when you sacrifice, make sure that you understand what the end state is and then move in that direction. And that's just it.